Good morning, boys and girls. How are you? We hope you're having a good morning. We miss you so much. Let's start math today by skip counting by fives. Let's start at 0, and I want you to count to your screen, please. Let's do 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. Good job. Now let's do from 0 to 100, counting by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Good job. All right. Today we're going to draw coins to pay for 2 different items 2 different ways. And I'm going to show you how we're going to do this in a second, but we're going to use the biggest coin possible the first way, and then the second way we're just going to exchange one of our coins to make it very easy, because sometimes we go to the store and we don't have the right amount that we think we need, so we need to know different ways that we can buy things. Let's look at the coins on the board. Now, I want to count my biggest coins first. Now, I want to count my biggest coins first. So I see 2 quarters, right? 2 quarters should have 5 hairs on them. Each quarter gets 5 hairs for 25 cents. Now, my next biggest coin is a dime. Here are my dimes. I'm going to put 2 hairs on my dimes. And my nickel, oh, that's 5 cents. I'm going to put 1 hair. And then pennies don't get hair. Let's see. That's a lot of pennies, though. Let me count to see how many there are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my goodness, boys and girls. Do you remember what happens when we have 10 pennies? What can we exchange those 10 pennies for? Doesn't that equal a dime? 10 pennies equals 1 dime. So I can go ahead and do that because it's going to make counting so much easier. I'm going to put 2 hairs on that dime, and let's go ahead and count. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of coins. We have 100 that we counted. Now, this is coins, so we need to label that with what we're counting. And this is cents. We could say 100 cents, or do you know what that equals? 100 cents equals 1 whole dollar. So we could write it either way. All right, and this is what we see on Evaluate when we do this skill. So it tells us that we have to make 25 cents. And I'm going to look at my coins here. Now, I want 27 cents. So the biggest coin that I have is 25 cents. And if I need 27 cents, that's going to be perfect. I can go ahead and circle that biggest coin, which is 25 cents. I don't need another quarter or 25 cents because that would take me to 50, and that's too much. If I used a dime and I'm at 25, a dime takes me to 35. That's too much. I'm not going to do that either. And a nickel, if I'm at 25, skip counting, 25, 30. That's too much too. So I have to use my pennies. If I'm at 25, I need 1 penny for 26 and another penny for 27. So now I have 27 cents. All right, good job, boys and girls, following along. Let's keep listening, please. When we look at our coins here, we see that this first one is a penny, right? That's our only colored coin that we have. And a penny is worth 1 cent. You only can use a penny to make 1 cent. Now a nickel, how much is a nickel? Did you say 5 cents? Good job if you did. A nickel is 5 cents. And you can either use 1 nickel to make 5 cents or 5 pennies to make 5 cents. All right, next we have a dime. A dime is 10 cents. And we can either use 1 dime, 2 nickels, or 10 pennies to equal 10 cents. A quarter is 25 cents. We can use 1 quarter, 5 nickels, or 25 pennies to equal 25 cents. And the last amount is $1. We can use a dollar bill, 4 quarters, 10 dimes, 20 nickels, or 100 pennies to equal $1. Now, what coin is that? Do you remember what that one is? That's a nickel. Did you say nickel? A nickel is worth 5 cents. Now let's look at the next one. That's the smallest coin we have. Did you say that's a dime? How much is a dime worth? Did you say 10 cents? Good job if you did. Now let's look. Oh, that's the colored one. Which coin is that? Did you say penny? How much is a penny worth? Very good. A penny is 1 cent. Now let's look at the last coin that we have. That's the biggest coin. And notice on this big coin, it says it's a $quarter. It's a quarter. This one's a quarter. How much is a quarter worth? A quarter is worth 25 cents. Sorry, we're going to buy a pear today. Now, I see in my store a pear is worth 13 cents. So I'm going to look at my coins and I'm going to use the biggest coin possible to make 13 cents. So if I look at my biggest coin, that's a quarter, 25 cents. That is too much. I only need 13 cents, so I can't use a quarter. My next biggest coin is a dime. A dime is 10 cents. I want 13 cents. I can use a dime. I'm going to write down 1 dime. Okay, now, can I use another dime? If I have 10, I use another dime, that'd be 20. That's too much. I want 13 cents. So let's look at nickel. I have a dime. A nickel would be 5 more than 10. 10, 15. That's too much too. So I'm going to have to use pennies. I have 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, and our objective is that we have to write it 2 different ways in case we get to the store and we don't have this certain amount. So I'm going to figure out the smallest coin that I can exchange in my dimes and 3 pennies for my second way. So I know that I can't exchange a penny. A penny is just a cent, so no other coins equal a penny. So I'm just going to have to use those pennies, but I can exchange this dime. If a dime is worth 10 cents, instead of using a dime again, I could use nickels. A nickel is 5 cents, so 5, 10. So I would need 2 nickels to equal a dime. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that for my second way. 5, 10, and then I just add those pennies back on. 11, 12, 13. Look at that, boys and girls. I paid 13 cents 2 different ways. Now, please go ahead and pull out your math journal. You can turn to page 107, pause the video until you get there, and then play the video again when you're ready. All right, now that you're on page 107, you're going to buy these things from the grocery store. I want you to go ahead and write down on page 107 next to 1, 2, 3, and 4 those items and how much they cost. When you are ready, go ahead and play the video again. All right, boys and girls, did you write down those amounts? If you did, let's go ahead and move on by counting or by drawing how many coins we can use to pay 18 cents for an orange. Now, if we look at our quarters, remember, how much is a quarter worth? 25 cents, right? So can we use a quarter? No, but let's look at our dimes. Can we use a dime? Yeah, we can use a dime. That's 10 cents. Go ahead and draw a dime. If we use another dime, that would be 10, 20. We want 18 cents, so 20 is too much. Can we use a nickel? 10, and that would be 15. Yeah, we can use a nickel. If we use another nickel, that's back up to 20, so that's too much, so let's use our pennies. 10, 15, we want 18, 16, 17, 18. Make sure that fits in that box, boys and girls. If it doesn't, erase and do it again, please. Now let's look at a second way we can do it. And remember, we're going to underline the smallest coin possible that we can exchange. We are not able to exchange pennies because that's the smallest amount a penny gets. But we can exchange a nickel. Let's underline the nickel. So we're going to keep the dime the same for the second amount we pay, and we're going to exchange the nickel. A nickel we can only exchange for pennies. How many pennies? Did you say 5? So let's go ahead and write down 5 pennies. And this one I'm going to go outside of the box because it's really hard to write on the screen. And then once I have those 5 pennies, I'm just going to add on those 3 pennies. So I should have a total of 18. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And it's always a good idea to go back and check to make sure you have the right amount of coins. All right, now let's look at the pepper, boys and girls. The pepper, we need to pay 24 cents. So if it's 24 cents, unfortunately, we can't use a quarter because a quarter is too much. So let's not pay a quarter. Let's look at the dimes. We can use one dime for 10 cents. Can we use another dime? We sure can. Another dime would be 20 cents. If we use another dime, that'd be 30 cents. That's too much. So let's look at the next coin, which is a nickel. If we put a nickel on there, that'd be 10, 20, and a nickel would be 25. Again, that's too much. We only need 24. So we're going to draw our pennies now. 21, 22, 23, 24. And now to make it a second way, remember we underline the smallest coin we can exchange. So we can't exchange pennies, but we can exchange one of our dimes. So underline a dime. And now write down the first dime, and we got to the underlined dime, so now we have to exchange it. We can exchange a dime for nickels or pennies. So let's exchange it for nickels. A nickel is worth 5, so 5, 10. We need 2 nickels instead of that dime. Nickel, nickel, and we're going to put those pennies back on. We need 4 pennies again. All right, good job, boys and girls. Let's try one more. We won't do the last one because I wrote down the amount wrong for a melon, I believe. Yeah, we're not going to do number 4, but we were going to do number 3 by just picking one of those items, which is a cabbage. And a cabbage is worth 40 cents. So let's look at our biggest coin possible, which is a quarter. Okay, boys and girls, we can use a quarter. However, we know an easier way to make 40 cents. Since it ends in a 0, we can just count by tens to get to 40. What coin is worth 40? Did you say dime? You should have said dime. Good job if you did. So let's go ahead and draw dimes to equal 40. We'll count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40. That equals 40. That's the easiest way to make 40 cents. Now to look at it, doing it another way, we have to underline one of our dimes. So we're still going to have 3 dimes. And now what can we exchange one dime for? Did you say nickel? We can do nickels or pennies. And remember, it's easier to do nickels. We need 5, 10, 2 nickels. 10, 20, 30, 35, 40. Oh my gosh, guys, you did such a good job. Thank you for following along with that. Now you're going to click next on Canvas, and I will show you what your exit slip looks like as soon as I get this erased. When you click next, you will see this on Pear Deck. Also use the text tool and just type in your numbers because that is so much easier to do than trying to draw. So you're going to pick whether you want to buy pencil, sticker, or eraser. So right here, you'll write pencil, and then it was worth 40 cents. And so you're going to pay for it 2 ways. Or you could write stickers. It's 9 cents, and then you'll pay for it 2 different ways. And then pick the other way on another line. So you have a pencil, which is worth 40 cents. Stickers are 9 cents, and erasers are 17 cents. So you get to pick which one you want, which 2 you want to pay for. All right, very good job today, guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Remember our office hours if you have any questions. We love you.